Good evening, everybody.
How you doing, folks?
I'm Daryl Smith. This is Chris Picard. This is Film Banter. We're going to do another great show for you here. So,
episode 116 to be exact.
Episode 116. Today is
May
16th?
May 14th.
May 14th. There you go.
May 14th.
Big week coming up. We do have John Wick coming up this week.
Yes.
We have John Wick coming up this week.
This week.
Yeah, right. So
yeah, the Parabellum, part 3.
Those candles to the wick.
It's coming out Friday.
It's coming out this Friday. Can't wait.
Definitely looking forward to that.
It's been a good year and a half, I guess.
2 years.
Almost. Has it been 2 years?
Yeah.
Oh, I guess it has.
I think the last one was
the Italian. 16.
Yeah, that was in Italy, 2016, right?
Was it 20? Well, that's 3 years then.
Well, if it came out in the fall, it would have been a full 3 years. So about 2.5 years.
Okay.
Because this one's coming out in May. The first one that's coming out in May. The other ones were in the fall.
Oh, that's correct.
Yeah.
All right.
So that's good. I think it's going to be good.
That's right. They were like in November or so.
October.
Was it October? Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah, the first one was the fall of 2014.
The fall of 2014.
It was.
Sounds like a very sad moment in American history.
Was it?
Actually, it was.
No, 14 was good. You're thinking of the fall of 2016.
I am thinking of the fall of 2016
because of the election.
About a Mr. Chump, who has destroyed our lives in so many ways.
And the planet.
But and now today is a biggie. He could send us into a catastrophic crash dive of the.
I know it's not going well.
Of Wall Street here.
Well, if enough of his rich buddies lose money, he's gonna have to answer for that because those are his masters.
Well, he's just gonna have to reverse. All he has to do is just reverse the whole thing with China and not get 25%'s a lot of money, and we get all our stuff from China though. What's he thinking? But this is not a political show, folks.
It's not.
This is a movie review show. So let's
it leans
get
political
through
sometimes, but we
don't
want it to.
Because we are human beings. We do wish to do. We do speak about the world as it is and how it affects us all. And unfortunately, as a matter of fact, this particular film is very much affected by our current presidential.
Oh, there's definitely elements in it you can see.
Definitely elements.
Bob Odenkirk's character as the president. President Chambers.
He came from a television show.
He played a president.
But and that's very true.
It's funny, his character in this film. We're talking about Bob Odenkirk in a long shot.
Right.
He plays the president of the United States who doesn't want to finish out his. Well, he'll do 4 years.
No, he wants to finish out his term.
But
he doesn't want to.
He doesn't want to seek re-election.
Doesn't want to seek re-election in 2020.
Because he wants to get back. He wants to jump from the presidency to film. Yeah. And that's an ongoing joke in the film.
I know.
You can't jump from being TV into film.
I do like the way they say there's only 2 people that have done it, and then they pick out the third. They say the first 2, we have George Clooney, we have Woody Harrelson, and then finally the very attractive woman who is Charlize Theron's assistant, I believe.
Yes.
Was it her, or was it the guy who said, no, what about Jennifer Aniston?
Oh yeah, she said it. Yeah.
Right, and then Seth says, did she really go over to film? I don't know.
And then they're arguing about how is she hot? And then the girl, her assistant, saying, no, she's very hot. Don't you say that Aniston isn't hot? I mean, I think Jennifer Aniston is
absolutely very hot.
And I always kind of defended her. I don't know why people always picked on her so much.
Well, because she just has this little girl kind of thing going on about her, but
by the way, this cappuccino is delicious.
It is delicious,
and I added a little bit of honey. It's really
good. God! Well, that'll ruin it for any real fan of cappuccino.
It's delicious. Instead of putting sugar, you put honey. It's great,
but
not too much. There's a limit. Too much honey, then it just tastes like honey.
Well, then
you got it just enough to sweeten it.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Tonight on Honey Banter.
Honey Banter, there you go.
No, but seriously, folks, we're going to move on to the big movie of the weekend.
The big movie of the weekend, here it is. I saw this film today. Seth Rogen, Charlize Theron.
I saw it, what am I pointing over there for? What day did I see this? I saw this Saturday morning.
Yeah, you mentioned to me that you had just come out of seeing it.
Would you like to give the premise to the lovely audience?
Absolutely. The premise of this film is very simple. We have Charlize Theron. She's now running. She's Secretary of State. She's the former Hillary Clinton role in the political world. And what's this guy's name?
That's Ice Cube's son, O'Shea Jackson Jr.
Oh, right. He was in
from Compton.
Compton.
He's in a lot of stuff now.
Great.
Now he's going to be in the new Godzilla movie. He's in that.
Oh, is he? Okay. But anyway, years gone past. Seth Rogen was a youngster, and Charlize Theron was his babysitter.
Yes.
Many years ago, when they were in their teens and so forth, and Seth was just a young guy. There's a very funny little moment there where he gets a little sexually aroused at her babysitterness. And that's kind of a funny scene.
That is.
But the real key to this film is these 2 people right here. Charlize Theron, and they kind of rekindle, hence the title, Long Shot.
Yeah.
She's a long shot for her coming of presidential
Yeah.
possibility, and there's also the long shot of Seth Rogen, who is Seth Rogen,
Yeah.
has a long
Landing
shot,
her as a love
landing
interest,
her
yeah.
as a love thing.
And the reason they get together is because he is a recently
Fired.
unemployed.
Right.
He chooses to quit.
Well, true, he's not.
He is a Brooklyn-based activist journalist. You
but he
could
writes
say.
for a radical
left-wing
Correct.
newspaper
Yeah.
that was just bought out by a big conglomerate run by this big rich billionaire. Really sleazy, kind of a right-wing Murdoch kind of a guy.
And he's in the film.
Yeah, in the film,
Wickby or something. Or
Wembley, yeah.
That's the guy.
Played by, do you know who played him?
No.
That was Andy Serkis. I was like, I know this actor.
You're
Who is
kidding
it?
me.
Andy Serkis.
Oh,
Yeah.
a lot of makeup.
Gollum, yeah. And when they brought him on to play here's Bob Odenkirk as the president.
Right.
When Odenkirk,
I think he was a bit miscast.
I
think
liked
he
him
would
in
have
this.
gone I thought he was good, but I would have gone a little more Trumpian. Maybe some
well,
more
he
big
was almost like a
hair.
mixture between Trump and Bush. I felt like he was a hybrid of both. Kind of dim-witted, like Bush was a little dim-witted.
Yeah, but I would have gone with the hair thing. I would have,
Yeah.
as long as you're going to insult him as current president.
That was
Here's
funny.
Andrew
Alexander
Skarsgård. Yeah,
but
he's-
real quick, back to Andy
he's very
Serkis. When he joined the film, they didn't ask him to don any kind of prosthetics. He wanted to make this character look a certain way.
Interesting.
And when he showed up on set, they were just like, holy shit, who is this guy?
He did a great job.
Yeah, he was awesome.
No, he really looked
Yeah.
like that Rupert
He
Murdochian
did.
kind
Yeah.
of older guy who is a head of a conglomerate.
Exactly. Who's just eating
right-wing-
up all these little
right-wing paper,
newspapers,
et cetera.
And so Seth Rogen quits. He doesn't want to work for this guy because he thinks he's evil, whatever. And then what happens is she knows that she's going to eventually announce she's going to run for president. So she hires him as a speechwriter to pump up her speeches, not only with comedy because he's a comedic writer, but she also believes in him in terms of his political views. That ends up becoming more prominent in a way in her speeches.
Well, he's got humor.
He's an
laced
environmentalist.
into-
Yeah.
But she's also been leveraged by the Bob Odenkirk president.
Exactly.
Because she needs his recommendation.
Endorsement,
Endorsement to run for president. So, who is this
This
gal?
is her number one,
Yeah.
her person.
Who-
She's very good.
She's great.
June Diane Raphael is her name.
I recognized her immediately.
She's been in a lot of stuff.
I know.
I looked up online.
She's terrific.
He was good too.
He was good
He
too.
looks like the Indian Steve Carell.
A little
Wasn't
bit.
he?
Kind of.
He was good. His name is something Patel, Ravi Patel.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
But this is a great little. I gotta
I
say,
really
the
enjoyed this film.
writing is
Yeah.
fantastic.
Highly recommend it.
2-hour film, and it flew by. I have to say.
I was never bored.
I-
I could have stayed for another 20 minutes easy.
Could you?
I was so into it.
Well, it was so. It had such a real, organic feel to
It
it.
did.
I never felt that there was dialogue that was fake, that was wrong. And you're gazing at one of the most beautiful women on our planet,
Yeah.
Miss Charlize Theron. She is just not only is she just lovely in this. It's just what a fine actress she
I agree.
is. I think she's just perfect as. Oh, look, he's playing with his Coke bottle.
Oh
now.
yeah, I knew that was happening.
But and Seth is Seth.
Yeah.
This is a guy who plays himself every single film he's in.
Yeah.
And this is no exception. I almost felt as though he might have wrote some of the dialogue.
You know, I thought that too. He wasn't involved in the writing. He just
Really?
produced it.
That's
yeah.
what I thought.
Yeah, I thought it was one of the films that
Yeah.
he wrote, but no.
Oh, okay.
But he's worked with the filmmakers
Well,
before.
Knocked Up, I saw.
They did
Yeah.
Neighbors. The filmmaker that did this, his name is Jonathan Levine. He last did Snatched, that movie with Amy Schumer and Goldie Hawn.
Oh,
that was fun. Not great, but it was fun.
I didn't care for that.
They also did The
Kinda
Night
weak.
Before, Warm Bodies, 50-50, and The Whackness. 50-50 was the
50-50
cancer comedy.
was good. That was
with Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Joseph Gordon, yeah, I
And
remember
the
that one.
Whackness was good too. That was with Ben Kingsley. I like that film.
Oh, okay. All right, interesting.
But this is very enjoyable.
It's a very enjoyable little film.
Very
I think
fun.
Seth is great.
I agree.
I really did. There's a very there's kind of a something about Mary's scene with the.
Let's not ruin it, but that's funny.
With
Yeah.
the spermatozoa into the upper regions, which is kind of a fun.
That's a
little
fun
kick,
goof, yeah.
Little throwback. But all in all, it really just comes down to a very warm relationship here.
I agree.
And he's always retains whoever he is. He is. Where I don't think most guys would. I think that they would probably lose themselves to Charlize Theron in real life. I believe that, but. I was trying to imagine her. Her last actual boyfriend was Sean Penn.
Yeah.
And I don't really see that. I just
That
think
must have been a kind of an odd
she's
relationship.
way too good for him.
I just think he would have. I think he was probably too intense for her.
Well, that could be.
I mean, I don't. I'm sure the man has some kind of a lighter side, but he just always seems very Very intense.
Yeah, he is a ball of anger.
And the way they broke up, she ghosted him. Which
Did she?
I would never want to be ghosted.
Oh, that's pretty horrible.
That's just like you just disappear. You don't
no,
respond
I
to
know
text,
what
phone
ghosting
call.
is. Yeah,
Yeah,
ghosting
like
is when you
that's,
just erase them from your life and they can't get in touch with you.
especially after a long term. I wouldn't.
Yeah.
Want, he must have really fucked
He
up.
must
for
have
that.
been some
Something
really-
must have happened.
He must have done some bad
for
stuff.
her to do that.
Yeah, because she's a pretty down-to-earth human
But
being.
then he directed a film with her while they were still together.
Okay.
And then she ghosted him.
I remember that.
But then she was contractually
she was a
obligated.
doctor in they were in Africa.
Yeah, it was the
It was the two of them.
Yeah, but the thing is that they had to do reshoots.
Shoots?
Reshoots. And she's contractually obligated.
Oh, so she had to
come back after she ghosted him.
Ah, well, that's funny.
So even if the scene probably didn't have to be reshot, he's like, no, we're going to reshoot it.
Yeah, we're gonna redo it because I want to hear the story up front.
Yeah.
Alexander Skarsgård is great. He plays Pierre Trudeau.
Basically, that's who he plays, Trudeau from
and this is
Canada.
funny. They're kind of a model couple only.
The media loves them as a
The
couple.
media loves them as a couple, but
They're really not.
I do love a later on scene though where her assistant
Yes.
comes up with, well, you wouldn't want
That
to
was
see.
great. Oh, we've done the
you wouldn't wanna
research.
see Kate
Yeah.
Middleton date Danny
Danny
DeVito.
DeVito, yeah.
And she has the picture, and people don't. She's trying to get at the fact that how she would look as
Dating him in
dating
public.
Seth Rogen in public.
Yeah.
And but it really is a love story first and
was.
foremost. And I'm going to say this. I'm not going to give anything away, but very often with these films, we have a very definitive ending where they stay together, where they very rarely stay together, but they leave and there's the goodbye, it's over, and
Well,
dramatic
there's
bullshit.
the third act. Always the third act breakup.
The third act breakup. Boy
Breaking, going
gets
from the
girl,
second
boy
act to the
loses
third.
girl, boy gets girl
yeah,
again.
exactly.
And in this, I'm going to say we almost had that to some extent, but I really like the reality feel of this
Yeah.
film more so. It just felt real. It felt good to me.
And
I
it
like
felt-
this film a lot.
Me too. I really enjoyed
did.
it.
I really enjoyed it.
It was a very current film. It felt real in today's
Did.
time.
Absolutely.
The characters were believable. I liked all the characters.
Tight
And
dialogue everywhere.
Tight,
Every
very well
scene
written.
was really well done. It's a 2
And all the
hour
actors
film.
were excellent.
Yeah, I thought it was a really
I
good.
really have nothing bad to say about it.
I don't
really
either.
enjoyed
I
it.
really enjoyed. I would watch it again.
I think it was my favorite of the films I watched this week.
Really?
Well, close.
Could be.
Close. But
okay.
yeah, move on.
But she's just, my God, this
She is
woman.
luminous.
And not just in her, I mean, we say her, her acting ability and so forth.
Of course.
And this is the last thing I'll say, and then we'll move on to our next film. But, she really commands the screen
She's a good presence.
as a secretary
I
of
believed
state.
her in that role.
I
Yeah.
believe
Yeah.
that she could, in fact, run for office and pull it off. She has enough class. She has just the right touch of just efficient brain power to run herself under any situation. And in this film, I think she really it shows what a great actress she is. But
And she's got a good ability to do comedy. She can do drama. She can do comedy. She
Yeah.
can do action. She's very versatile. She's really evolving into a very excellent actress.
And I love the fact that she wanted to make a movie with Seth
I think that's
Rogen
great.
as the
Yeah.
lead romantic
That's
lead.
awesome.
That shows a lot about Charlize Theron,
Yeah.
who she is as a person.
I agree.
I don't think Kate Beckinsale would have made that film. I don't know if Kate would have. She might
Oh,
have.
maybe.
She has a kind of wacky sense of humor. But it's a great little movie. I liked it a
I
lot.
agree.
Has a moralistic side to it that you kind of you have to take a stance. They both have to kind of take a stance.
Yeah.
I like that. I like the
Yeah.
backbone of this
Me
film.
too.
It had a really good, solid essence. Let us move on.
I
sir.
agree. Yeah, can't go wrong watching this film.
Really can. It's great.
Now we're going to do a film that's premiered on Netflix.
Okay.
It was picked up at the Sundance Film Festival this past year.
There you go.
The story of Ted Bundy, played by Zac Efron.
Very brave choice.
I agree.
I think a brave
Extremely
choice.
wicked, shockingly evil, and vile. Very long-winded title, but it's based in a quote from the judge.
The judge who,
when he was giving sentence.
when he was passing sentence on the
on
actual
Ted Bundy, real guy here. In the film, the judge is played by John Malkovich.
Yeah, I think he does a
He
good
was
job.
Did a good job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes when famous actors show up, like a Ben Kingsley, and they
Yeah.
show up towards the last end of a
Yeah.
film, it can disrupt the film. I didn't feel that way at all in this.
No,
I thought John Malkovich fit right in.
It fit right in. Yeah, I agree.
He did. Of course.
We don't
he
do it
didn't
like
look-
this in Florida.
He didn't look anything like the actual.
I didn't
judge.
look up the original.
Well,
judge.
no. At the end of the film, they show the actual judge. They showed
Oh
sequences.
yeah. That's right.
they
That's
did.
right. Yeah, you're right. You're
But
right.
here's the actual Ted, and here's our beloved Zac.
I thought it was a pretty good likeness.
Well, I think Zac is a better looking guy than this guy. Plus, he's also ripped to the gills.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got a 12-pack there.
He does.
The thing I really liked about this film. Now, Ted Bundy, obviously, I'm sure you all know, very famous serial killer. He killed approximately, I believe it was like, he finally admitted to having killed, I believe, over 30 women.
Yeah.
By the end of the, he has to make a deal. I like the little Mary here. What's her name?
This is Lily Collins.
Lily Collins, of course.
Phil Collins' daughter.
Oh, right. And
Yes.
she's also, right now, she's in Tolkien.
She's in that too, yeah.
Yeah, she's in
so.
that with, what's his name?
Nicholas Hoult.
Nicholas Hoult, there you go. But the thing that I did like about this film is that there's literally no violence.
Well,
you see no violence towards women in
took me
this
by
film.
surprise.
It really stays away. It takes a third eye. We just kind of look at the person that he is with, here's the lawyer. Now this lawyer, that when they show the real lawyer at the end, he looks just like that.
Yeah.
But, and this is the lawyer that he fired.
He
took over his own case. Ted Bundy was an actual aspiring lawyer.
He was.
In the course of his life. But I like the way the fact that this film kind of took the role as, well, is he innocent or could he be innocent?
Because we don't see any of the acts of violence.
We see none of the acts of violence, so therefore we're kind of left to what the courtroom sees.
Jim Parsons.
He
was the Florida DA.
I know. I thought he was good in the film. I didn't like seeing him though. He's too much of a
distraction
as a television presence in his TV character. Of course, I don't blame him now that the Big Bang is doing its final episode this Thursday. It's their grand finale.
Wow.
So obviously he's going to be around in more stuff. Plus, he's a fine character actor. He's done one-man shows on Broadway.
Yeah,
with
and
Jim
he's
Parsons.
been in a bunch of films the past few
Yeah,
years.
absolute. But I like the fact that this film took another look at Ted Bundy in the way that nobody was there when he murdered anybody.
Mm-hmm.
So it really just comes down to DNA. It comes down to forensics. It comes down to statistics and what possibly the police came up with to actually incriminate this man.
Yeah.
So, and this girl does look exactly like the girl
she's
that
good.
At the end of the film.
Her name is Kaya Scodelario. She was in the last Pirates movie.
There you go.
He's the filmmaker Joe Berenger, who also did the Ted Bundy documentary,
Oh.
Confessions with a Killer.
Oh, okay.
The Ted Bundy tapes. It was out recently.
So he's kind of obsessed
He's
with
been
Ted Bundy.
obsessed, yeah. And as the cop, acting debut of James Hetfield of Metallica.
Oh,
That's
God,
him.
that is him.
Yeah.
I can't
I was
believe
watching,
it.
like, this guy looks familiar. Who is that? I looked it up.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
There's Malkovich.
guitarist of Metallica right there.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Also, part-time singer of the band. He's a very good singer.
What, of Metallica?
Yeah.
He's the lead singer.
Oh, is he the lead?
He's
Well,
the
he
lead
shares
singer.
lead with another guy.
No, he's always been the lead singer
Oh,
of
is he?
Metallica.
Oh, okay.
Some of the other guys sing, but he is the lead
okay.
singer.
My mistake.
No,
All
he's
right,
the
that's cool.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, that's him. I'm
That's
shocked. I like this movie very, very much.
I enjoyed it.
I really
like I
did.
said, I was surprised because we don't see any of the violence. So for me,
don't.
I was expecting to see a standard kind of a serial killer movie where we
Me too.
see some of that stuff. He's sneaking away, whatever. But we don't really see any of that.
No.
And it's just taken from one arrest, and then he's in jail, and he's pretty much in jail or in court the rest of the movie.
Pretty much.
We get a couple, I think, flashbacks here and there.
Yeah.
But nothing really that shows violence. But
No.
yeah, I thought Zac was very good. I thought it was.
I thought he was excellent.
I thought it was, like you said before, a very brave role.
It was a brave choice
Yeah.
for the filmmakers to choose Zac Efron
Yeah.
to be in this film.
And I read
And
that the
that's what
producers wanted to work with him for a long time.
Oh,
and
did
so
they?
this is a project that came
Yeah,
together.
yeah. Interesting.
And yeah, what's up, Louis? I didn't really know too much about Ted Bundy as a guy, so this is kind of interesting.
Oh, I know very much
You know,
about him. Yeah.
But it's just such a tragic, horrible story. You know, this guy.
It is a horrible story.
He's not only is he ruined the lives of all these people.
Yeah.
He throws his own life away. The woman he's in love with for all these years, her life is affected. She had a child. He apparently had a child too. He had a kid.
He did. Well, that particular woman who becomes a...
Yeah,
she's
the one that was visiting him in prison.
The one with the
They
glasses
have
that we just saw
they had a
momentarily.
conjugal visit.
They had a conjugal visit.
Yeah.
She did get pregnant and
With his
did
son,
have his
his
child after he was...
I have to imagine his son or daughter must be alive.
Must be alive today. I'm absolutely sure. I really liked her in this film.
She was
thought
good.
She was very. There's a simplistic way of her acting technique She never comes across too intense or too overacting. She just really stays into this very subliminal, normal.
Yeah, well, she's the woman who doesn't want to believe these things are true, but the man that she loves, she's trying to stand by her man for as long as she can. I thought the inclusion of the Haley Joel Osment character as the new boyfriend. It was okay because I heard that that's not based in reality.
Really?
He's just created for the film.
Oh, okay.
Which I didn't really feel was necessary.
Yeah.
But
I almost didn't recognize Haley Joel. He's gained so much more weight.
He's been heavy now as an adult.
I know, but I guess that he's a little older. Last I saw him was in that Walrus Tusk with the Kevin Smith film.
He's still heavy
with Elliot. What's his name? Justin Long. Yeah. He's gotten a little chubby. But
to use a term you love, he's very chubesque.
He is a little on the cherubic side, one might say. But I'll tell you this: I thought Zac was the perfect amount of tortured. He had a tortured element to him. I thought he was excellent in it.
I thought he was very good.
I really did.
I was going to say, before I forget.
Here she is. This is the woman that...
That's Kea Scodelario.
Oh, right. He's not really in love with her. He's in love with the girl that has the baby.
But he knows he can use her
to...
A character witness more than anything.
While she's not... She doesn't want to come visit him at the court anymore. She wants nothing to do with him because she's starting to believe that the evidence that's piling up... It's incriminating him as this serial killer.
But I've been very impressed with Zac Efron of late.
Me too.
Ever since I saw The Greatest Showman, I've been very impressed.
Yeah.
And now this and everything else he's done lately, he's very good.
That horrifying, that Baywatch film, I think that was.
I didn't see it.
Was a big
I know
mistake.
you saw that.
I did see it.
I did
see it. It's he kind of plays a bad guy, not a bad guy. He plays a bit of an ass.
He's an asshole.
He's an asshole.
Sexist,
Well, no, he's not. He's not a sexist. He's just he's kind of given up. He doesn't want to really sell himself out to be part of this troupe that The Rock wants him to buckle down and get serious about it. He's just like, I don't give a damn. I'd rather go drink and have a good time.
Okay.
But he then, of course, is arced over in the Baywatch film. Not that we should even be talking about that film, but I thought he's dynamite. I bet these two had great conversations too.
He's drinking a LaCroix seltzer. That's a very popular seltzer brand these days.
Oh, really?
Canned seltzer water.
Oh, so that was a scene out of...
That was in between. I always like throwing some behind-the-scenes shots.
Good, I'm glad you do.
But yeah, I would say check out
it's on Netflix right now. You can't go wrong.
Wicked, shockingly
great
evil, and
movie.
vile.
I watched it in one sitting. I literally put it on one night at probably 1 o'clock in the morning. I just sat and watched the whole thing.
Yeah, I enjoyed it quite a bit.
Didn't really feel. It
took me 3 sittings only because things were going on.
Okay.
But I enjoyed it nevertheless.
Extremely wicked, shocking, evil, and vile is what the judge said to
during the
Ted
sentencing.
Bundy at the very end. He said, "Listen, the sentence is death," and he was sentenced to death, and he did die in the electric chair. I believe in '94 or something like that.
I didn't take note of it. I didn't write that down.
I do recall, though, that I remember when it happened,
and
I remember that they said that they wanted... there's actual Ted defending himself in court, but they told all the people of whatever part of Florida, I think it was up towards Orlando, or not quite sure where it was. I believe it was up the northern part, though, where the trial was. But they told all the people to please turn off all their electricity so that the electric chair would become more powerful.
Were you down there in school at that time?
I was not. No.
You were in Chicago.
No, I was here.
You were still here?
Yeah, no, I got here in '82. I left Chicago in '82, and I came back here to this area. So Ted died in, I'm going to say, '94 or so.
But this was all going on, though, when you were in Chicago. That's what I was saying.
No, not really.
Really? I thought you were in Chicago for 10 years.
I was in Chicago for 10 years, but that was '72 to '82 I was in Chicago. So
this was going on in '74.
Oh, was it? Well, I was in Chicago right when Gacy was going on.
John Wayne Gacy.
John Wayne Gacy began his onslaught, and when they discovered the 30-some-odd boys buried in his crawl space below under limestone, that was going on, and that was literally about 40 minutes from me. We were all going to drive over there, and we didn't do it. But no. But anyway, great little movie. I really
recommend
liked
it too.
I totally recommend it.
Yeah.
And anybody can watch this movie. Well, I wouldn't say anybody. They do describe some of the despicable crimes and so, and of course his teeth marks are actually used in a forensic way to identify. DNA was actually the first time used in 1984. Was the first time there was a man who killed somebody with a pitchfork. and they got the DNA off his DNA off the pitchfork.
Yeah.
And that's how DNA. That was 1984 was the first time it was used. So this was back in the 70s. But
so it wasn't,
you would think that they would have used some DNA, but regardless, a great little piece of work.
Now I don't know how, with all the stuff that all the technology now. I don't know how anybody even has the balls to try to kill somebody.
I'm telling you.
Unless you're wearing one of those biohazard suits
you
and
really
you clean that thing off.
You've got to be wearing a scuba suit to get away with anything these days. And then you've got to dispose of that scuba suit.
Yeah.
Because and then it's also so many people will wipe a gun clean, and that's just as good as saying that obviously somebody wiped this gun clean. Because all guns have prints on them, so you're kind of given. There's always illusions, and most crimes are done by relatives.
Most of the time, it's passion or
passion. Absolutely. 9 times out of 10, you hear a woman has disappeared, and her boyfriend is a possible suspect, and then you find out he did do it.
Well, there's that story. What's going on right now? That United Airlines pilot killed his neighbor, the wife.
I didn't hear about that one.
Yeah, this was just happened. This guy. Well, no, the crime happened in 2015. They just had the jury the trials going on now. He's a United Airlines pilot. He used to be a military pilot.
Really?
He apparently killed the people who lived across the street from him. Neighbor, his wife, the neighbor's wife, and another friend of theirs that happened to be there at the wrong time. And they found out. Now they figured out kind of the motive, because the guy that lived across the street, he served with him, and back when they were in the service, the pilot had a court-martial against him. And this guy was going to testify against him in a current trial, so he killed him. So,
jeez.
But yeah, killed 3. They arrested him right as the plane was ready to take off. FBI came in.
Wow. How old a guy was he?
He's got to be in his, I'd say, early 50s.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Pretty crazy. Anyway, check out this film. It's good. It's on Netflix. You can watch
right
it.
in this picture, Zach looks like one of the kids.
He kind of does.
He looks like he's going to get a little birthday party here.
Yeah.
But it's a really great little movie.
It's
I
a good
really
little
enjoyed
film.
it a lot.
Yeah.
I thought Zach was excellent.
I thought he was very good.
Really
I agree.
good too.
All right, we're going to move on to Apollo 11.
Okay.
A documentary. This on Blu-ray today. You can watch it online if you want to watch it. It's on iTunes. And this is just the Apollo 11 moon landing. But the special thing about this is
That's the Neil Armstrong, the moon landing specifically.
Yeah, the real moon landing, the original in 1969. This was documented by NASA to great detail. They had cameras everywhere, in all over the inside of the shuttle, outside,
Not
the
really
crowds.
so much inside. The shuttle was very small.
Yeah, but the guys inside had cameras, and they were filming everything.
They did, yeah.
And then they had all the control rooms, not only in Florida.
Way too many shots of the control room.
Yeah, they also had it in Houston too.
Well,
Both
that's
places.
what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was very interesting because there's a lot of footage we've never seen before. A lot of great detail.
Very little that I was really interested. I have to say that
Really?
this
I
film
thought
for
this was
me
really very interesting for me.
I thought it was interesting, but almost every single thing I have seen before on this.
Yeah.
Every single thing. The only thing I didn't see, those very beautiful color stills like this.
Yeah.
These were in Life magazine. This was the cover of Life magazine.
Yeah, that I know. Yeah, that I've
1969.
seen, obviously.
All those very high-def photographs that were taken by Neil and the others.
And Buzz Aldrin and Michael Collins.
Well, no, the other guy was back in
he was in the ship still.
Yeah, Michael Collins
yeah.
was still back there. But the two guys came out and they took shots. And you could almost, of course, we've all heard the theories that this was all shot on a Hollywood set.
By Kubrick, right?
Right.
Because they saw 2001, they said, we got to get this guy to help us out.
I know, exactly.
Just to beat the Russians.
But it is very strange that when you do see, and also in the film First Man, I noticed, there is all atmosphere is black. You see no stars.
I know.
You don't see, well, of course, the Earth is, it's the dark side of the moon.
Yeah.
Money. That's what you want. A little dark side there for you. But there's Neil Armstrong.
Yeah.
Now remember that he had just lost his daughter before he went out there.
Yeah.
So there was kind of
very sad.
I was watching him. Of course, it was much more so on Ryan Gosling's face as Ryan is warrior. But that's the capsule, man.
It's not big.
It's not very big. It's in the Smithsonian.
I saw it.
Right
I was there last summer. I went there and I saw it.
I know it's hanging there.
Have you been there?
No, I have not.
It's really good. It's cool.
I'd love to go.
You should go.
Yeah. Well, they have John Dillinger's penis in a jar somewhere, they say.
Where?
Well, supposedly, John Dillinger...
Why the penis, though?
Because he had about an 11-inch penis.
Flaccid?
Well,
erect?
I don't, honestly.
You can't. That's way too much.
You know what I did like? I love seeing Johnny Carson in the audience.
Yeah, he was there, I know. I didn't see him, but I know he was there.
No, he was there. I saw him.
Yeah.
I saw him in the thing. But this has always been a myth. In fact, they get more phone calls on this than anything at the Smithsonian. They say they have it behind a curtain somewhere. But here's the problem, and this is how that whole myth began. Not that anybody even wants to hear this, but it is kind of entertaining. It's kind of interesting. Right after John Dillinger was shot at the Biograph Theater,
Yes.
back in 1935, whatever it was,
Yeah.
36, whatever, when Manhattan Melodrama was playing it there,
Yes.
they actually they took him and they put him 4 doors down or so, and I went in there. It's now a coffee shop.
I know. You told me that you've been there.
I went in there and they said, well, this is where they put his body. So what they did, they put his body there and they put a sheet on top of him. Well, what happened was his whole body, because of when your body dies, rigor mortis sets in, and it wasn't his penis so much; it was his knee came up. His literal knee just kind of popped up. So people thought, oh my God, this guy's got the biggest dick in Pittsburgh. You know, so that's kind of how it all started. But so, and then of course they kind of ran it into the Smithsonian that he has this massive giant penal column, and there you go, folks. But it is not true apparently. But anyway, there we go. Here's Mr. Barack. I didn't see this part of the film.
You didn't. I just wanted an old picture of Neil Armstrong.
Okay, there you go.
I'm sorry. Wait, no. Yes, that's Neil Armstrong. Yes.
Yeah, it is.
I didn't realize he's the only one that's dead. The other 2 guys are still alive.
Really?
Buzz Aldrin and Michael Collins are still alive.
Okay.
They're
Buzz just
88
wrote a
and
book.
89,
Okay.
respectively.
Interesting.
I'm pretty sure.
I didn't love the film. I thought it was kind of boring.
Really, I enjoyed it. I thought the score was awesome too. Really good music.
I did like the
It's
score.
Very gets you into it.
Yeah, no, it was okay. I like when it just starts. There's no...
Right in? Yeah, exactly. We go right
You
there.
just go right into
Morning
it.
Out, which I liked.
That looks like Michael.
That's Michael Collins
right there.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I really enjoyed it. I just thought it was really
you?
cool.
Okay.
I had not seen a lot of this stuff, so you're considerably older.
well, no, it
you've
wasn't
seen
a matter of that. I mean, there was a lot of stuff that we do see in this that we never actually saw before,
Yeah.
and that was the
To me, that was very
control
interesting.
rooms.
Yeah.
Guys smiling, laughing, applauding. I thought that was kind of cool. We focus on that one specific guy. He's kind of a bald guy.
Yeah, yeah.
He's kind of here's a very nice shot of that.
Good shot, yeah.
But
What I thought was interesting was I read that the filmmaker, the director, who's done a ton of documentaries, Todd Douglas Miller, he said when they were editing this film together and getting all the
just
archive...
in editing, all he had to do was edit. That's all. He
Yeah,
did.
but there was a directing nature to it of how they wanted to tell the
direction of
story.
how you want to tell the
He
story.
said
of course.
that we're not using...
But not a
any
foot of
footage-
footage was shot.
No, but he's like, we're not using any footage for a moment that wasn't real in that moment. So, for example,
Oh, okay.
if there's a piece of footage at like 7:30 on the 60th
Well,
that day, they wouldn't use it unless it was the
Yeah.
exact time. So when you see things happening,
And when
that's the time that it
and
happens.
you see the time
Yeah.
frame on the bottom of the screen.
Yeah.
It also said, 1 hour 31
Yeah, it did
minutes
tell you that.
until liftoff.
Exactly, yeah,
So
yeah.
they always give you
And
a
they keep the
proper
time, which was great.
They keep a proper time frame.
and it moves along very quick. It's not a long documentary. It's under
only,
2 hours.
No, it's only 94
94 minutes, yeah.
Something like that. But for me, I've seen it all before. It just, I wasn't that interested.
See, I wish
gotta
I
say.
saw this when it was out a couple months ago in IMAX. My friend went and saw it and said it was mind-blowing in IMAX. That would have been cool to see it on the big screen.
Okay.
I would have liked to have gone to see that. It just didn't
But
have that great showtimes.
the same shot that we see of them coming down the staircase is
Yeah.
that little tiny basic shot right off a TV.
Yeah, I know.
That's what it looks like, and a monitor. I mean, it's just. I think it was more of an adjustment to making a film a widescreen film as opposed to giving us anything new. I mean that's all they really did was make it more like an IMAX film than a regular
Well,
30.
I don't know if all this footage has ever been compiled together into a film before.
Well, certainly not to this extent.
Well, that's probably
but,
part of the thing too.
You know, but the whole
it's an official
the men
visual
walking on the moon.
document. You know,
And they didn't even show the part when they're out there with the golf clubs. There's a scene that
Oh, yeah?
one of them has a golf. Yeah,
yeah, they
not
did
Michael
document
Collins,
that.
the other guy.
Buzz Aldrin.
Buzz Aldrin has a golf club, and they're
Yeah.
kind of swinging. He's
fun.
He's hitting balls on the moon.
well, they were up there for a while.
Well, they were up there for 5 days.
Yeah.
So and poor Michael Collins is back in the the tube.
Well, they weren't on the moon for 5 days. They were up in
Yes.
space.
No, they were on the moon for like 4 days, 5
Was
days.
that long? Because I know they were gone altogether 9 days.
Well, they were taking all kinds of samples.
Yeah,
There were
samples,
5
I
days.
knew that. They showed
Right.
some of that.
And they were on the moon at least. They said 3 to 4 or 5 days. I'm almost sure. And they had to leave. What's his face? But they had to dock.
They had to
They had to get down
he was,
to the moon.
Yeah.
Via the the landing gear that they had there that's very much shown in The Martian kind of thing.
What's interesting is that for them to get into the orbit of the moon, they had to do 13 revolutions around the Earth to get that gravitational pull.
Right. So that they would be.
I read about that when I was at the Smithsonian. They had the whole timeline. It was really interesting.
They mentioned that here too.
They did too. Yeah.
It
But it was cool seeing it again because.
Yeah.
Obviously wasn't alive back then, so there's only so much they teach you in school.
You can't really go wrong with this film.
You can't.
For me, it was just kind of.
So been there, done that for you. For me, I thought it was interesting.
A little bit, not so much. I haven't really done that to this extent. I guess I just wasn't that fascinated with it, and maybe after just seeing First Man,
could be.
We just had more of a an
last
IMAX
fall.
experience.
That film kind of came and went.
It was a bummer, though.
Yeah, it came and went. It didn't get.
It was a bummer, that movie.
Yeah, it kind of was.
It was really a kind of the ending when he throws his daughter's necklace, is it, or whatever?
I forget what he does.
Well, he throws a pendant of his daughter.
Oh, on the moon.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's very similar to the scene in Titanic.
I was thinking the same thing.
She throws the thing.
The necklace, the heart necklace.
She throws the of the sea. It's called the jewel of the sea, or the
I know what you're talking about.
whatever that the old lady throws into the ocean there at the end, and so. But yeah, I felt they had the same kind of thing, but that movie was way too long and way too boring and really
First
a bummer.
Man? Yeah, it kind of was a bummer.
It was a bummer.
Oh well.
But it was
well done.
It was a tribute by our director,
Damien Chazelle.
Damien Chazelle, who wanted to fulfill his childhood dream of doing a space movie,
which is cool. I mean, I thought it was cool.
Yeah,
but again, it's not gonna be like a classic. It's not gonna. It wasn't a classic.
All right, so nominated for a few Oscars. Though.
Only technical ones, though.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
okay, so
we thought, what's her name, Claire. Boy,
I was really shocked she didn't get a supporting actress nomination.
Because she
was excellent. I think she got the Globe nom. That's about it.
Very true. Going to go to Arctic.
We're going to Arctic. Film now that's available on many streaming platforms. You can watch it. It's on YouTube, Google Play. You can watch it on Amazon.
Why don't you tell the people what it's about?
Yeah, so Arctic stars Mads Mikkelsen, who we've seen in many movies.
Yeah.
We recently saw him in the Netflix film Polar.
Yes.
So now he's done Arctic. Now we need him to do what? Hemisphere? Another movie themed to do the trilogy of Cold. Well, he usually plays a bad guy.
In Polar? Well, no.
He's an assassin.
No, in Polar he's not a bad guy. No, he's the main guy. Well,
in general, you mean?
Casino Royale.
He was a bad guy. Well, he's played many villains.
He's the Bond villain.
He was the villain in Doctor Strange.
There you go.
Yeah,
exactly.
But he's a great actor.
He's very good. He just has a great
very expressive
great
face.
look. Just a movie head face all the way.
He's excellent. And this is a film that it's a survivalist film. We've seen movies like this before, but what I thought was interesting, and it took me off guard, this film doesn't give you any exposition. You don't learn anything really about the crash. We start the movie, the first frame, he's already stranded.
There he is.
We see that there's a downed plane, and he's a guy who's been surviving for quite some time.
Right.
He's already got his little world set up. He's got all these little things in the water, in the ocean.
Eating his fish. He's got the fish in a freezer.
He's got holes in the ice to catch the fish.
Over, he catches the fish.
He's got a cooler full of snow where he keeps the frozen fish.
Yeah.
So he's got his own little world. He's keeping track of things, and he's got a whole routine down.
Just trying to figure out a way to get the hell out of there. And how's he going to do it?
He's got SOS painted in the snow, or carved in the snow, I should say. Yeah, so this is a very stark, beautiful-looking film. And then eventually, we see that there's a downed helicopter. And he finds a woman that's...
we don't see that there's a down helicopter.
We see it crash.
Helicopter in the distance.
It crashes.
And he's over there.
He thinks it's going to save him.
And it's coming over to him.
Yeah.
But it gets caught in a tailwind.
Yeah, in the storm.
Right next to him.
Yeah, right
next to him.
It almost hits him.
It's trying to save him.
Yeah.
They're trying to get down. It's like, there it is.
He's got a flare
you
going.
finally have someone's going to save you.
Yeah.
And they crash and they basically die. But they don't die.
But she survives.
We have a young woman who survives.
Yeah, but she doesn't have a word in the film. She's mostly unconscious most of the movie. He's nursing her. She's got a gaping wound. He's trying to keep it clean.
Yeah.
And he realizes, he says to himself, we're going to die here. So I have to get to this higher peak where we have a better chance of getting the attention of any oncoming helicopters or airplanes. But he's got this map, and it's really a long journey. He's got this girl on a sleigh.
It looks like it was done by the same guy who did the map in Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
The Devil.
Old
it's
map.
so vague.
Yeah.
Mountain.
Yeah.
And then he goes, wait, that's not
here. Yeah.
What are they talking about?
Yeah.
It's just a vague map. It's like 8 lines in the whole map.
It is, yeah.
I mean,
but I thought he was excellent as always.
I love him.
I love him.
I do. I think he's a great actor.
Yeah, he did a good job.
You know, the funny thing is, too, I did go on to IMDb, and if you do check that out, they have lots of pictures of the young woman.
She's beautiful, yeah.
She's
an Icelandic actress.
Beautiful, yes. She's from Iceland.
Her name is, I'll give it to you right now. It's Maria Thelma Smara Dottir.
Could be Bjork as far
Whatever
as I'm
it is.
concerned.
Yeah.
But here she is.
She almost looks Inuit here.
Inuit?
Inuit. Eskimo.
Oh,
That's what I thought she looked like a little bit.
All right, well, there you go.
But she couldn't be farther from that.
Very possible so. But anyway, they show her like she's the main star of the film with him.
Yeah.
At the not the con film. I think it's the
One of
Toronto
the awards.
Film Festival.
Toronto or Cannes, one of the two.
Was one of the film festivals, and she's like walking on his arm like she's the star of the film with him. But she's, she's comatose through the whole film.
She's basically almost a prop.
She basically is a prop. And then there's a kind of a scene where he feels she may have died.
Yeah.
Things go on, but it's really, there's not a lot going on in this film. Let me be quite blunt.
There's not a lot going on.
An hour and a half film. You know what I thought? What I thought of right away when I saw this film was I thought Alpha would have been a very nice piece.
Yeah.
Because we have a guy, that's more set in Neanderthal days, back in prehistoric times. But
It also reminded me of that film with Robert Redford, All Is Lost, where he's on a boat.
out in the boat,
which was okay at best.
Well, I didn't care for
I thought he was good. The film I didn't care for that much.
Yeah, it was just a one-note film.
It was
him in the boat. Oh, okay. And there's not a word of dialogue.
Not really, except when he's like swearing when he hurts himself.
Yeah, he's inside and the boat starts to sink, and but
I enjoyed this film though.
I did too.
Yeah, you're right. There's not a lot going on, but it kept my attention.
It did indeed.
It was an interesting experiment.
There's just something about the survival film that keeps us. It keeps us glued to the screen. We're very interested.
Because you wonder, what would I do in that situation?
And this is a great scenario.
Yeah.
He has to.
What a beat! I was thinking about that. What a beat that is to have to do that.
Well, he has to drag her
up a cliff.
Up a cliff, and he, it's like the piano in Stan and Ollie.
It is exactly.
He gets all the way up there, and he lets it
and
go.
She's just so heavy.
And it's like, oh shit! Now I got to do it again. And he goes all the way back up. He gets to this one little ledge, and
then he loses his grip. Yeah,
again.
I know. Yeah, I felt bad for him.
Yeah, I felt bad for him.
You really identify with this guy.
You do.
And we learn a little bit about him a little bit throughout the film.
Yeah.
Through different photographs that are found, that kind of thing. But it's an easy watch. I would recommend checking it out. It's not going to change your life, but it's very enjoyable. And it goes by pretty quick.
If you don't see it, it's not going to change your life either.
No.
I'm kind of on the fence on this film. I enjoyed it, but there's most of our viewers out there, they don't get to see a lot of movies. Maybe they do. If they're movie buffs like us, they'll probably have already seen this or whatever, because it has been more in the public eye.
It is, and if you like him, he's a high-profile actor.
Yeah, he is.
I think you'd enjoy watching him.
Absolutely.
What's cool too is that this was a directorial debut, feature debut, by a Brazilian filmmaker named Joe Pena. And he's from São Paulo, Brazil, and he did a bunch of TV and shorts before this. So hopefully, I already saw that his next film has Anna Kendrick in it. So.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh, good for him.
I forget what it is, but he's already getting some people in it.
Yeah,
so.
it's just.
But it's worth checking out once, I would say.
He's in the snow and he's got to survive.
You know the story.
There's a gruesome scene where he takes a shoe off. And we see how bad his
he's on the borderline of gangrene.
I mean, he's all just rotting away.
Just freezing.
The man is dying out here. And then he does the dumbest thing in the world. He takes his coat and he burns it to
get the attention.
Because he's trying to get the attention
of a vehicle.
Of a plane. There's
a
plane off in the distance. So he takes his coat off and burns it. All I can think to myself,
you know why?
What an idiot.
It was desperation. He wasn't thinking.
Yeah.
What can I do?
But
I know.
Well,
he had the other jacket on, but.
No, he didn't really. He had one jacket, and all he had was like a hunter's jacket.
Well, it wasn't as thick as the other one. Yeah.
Well, yeah, but you're in the fucking Arctic up here.
Know.
God's sakes, give me a break.
I wouldn't have made that choice.
Yeah.
I would have burned the woman first.
Yeah. This is the face hugger and alien right there. But I would have taken her jacket off. I mean, she was as good as dead.
What I would have done is would have taken the jacket from the dead guy from the helicopter.
Well,
use that, carry it with you just in case.
Yeah, you could have done all kinds of things, and you can woulda, shoulda, guess,
but you don't know what you're gonna do.
You don't
in
know
this
what
situation.
we're gonna do in that situation either. So.
I think most people would curl up and die. Most people would not have the constitution to make it through something like this.
I don't know.
It's tough.
I don't know if I just want to curl up and die. I mean,
no, I would
you know,
make a
you've
good
got
fight of it.
aircraft. You've got aircraft going all over the place. You know, the place you curl up and die is Mark Wahlberg at the end of The Perfect Storm, when he's out in the ocean
That you can't
and he's
do.
treading water.
Yeah, to me, that's the
boat
worst.
has sunk, and what do?
That's
now
terrible.
you're dead.
That's terrible.
Now you're dead.
How about that movie Open Water, where the scuba divers are stuck there with the sharks?
Oh yeah, that
was a true story.
I know.
Well, that Perfect Storm was too.
Well, we assume it was a true story. We don't know. Everybody was eaten.
Well, yeah.
So we don't know if it was a true story
True.
or not.
Yeah.
But Mads Mikkelsen, the guy is great.
Man, he's very good.
He really is a wonderful actor.
This was in theaters in February. It's already online for you to watch.
It's just, yeah, absolutely.
We're gonna move on
Good idea.
to Miss Bala,
Miss Bala.
which is a film with Gina Rodriguez that was in theaters also in February.
She's
It's
on
now
Jane the Virgin.
Jane the Virgin.
Yes,
It's on all the streaming platforms.
there
You can
you
watch
go.
it now.
Mhm.
This is a remake of a 2011 Mexican film of the same title, which I
Okay.
actually would like to see.
Really?
It looks interesting. Miss Bala, she's pretty cute.
Yeah.
That's the original, Miss Bala.
Oh, okay.
But this film is basically about
Stephanie Sigmund.
yes,
I'd like to see this film.
yeah, and she's got the original girl. She's in a ton of stuff.
Is she?
A lot of American projects.
Okay.
Gina Rodriguez basically plays a makeup artist who goes with her friend to Mexico because her friend is going to be in a beauty pageant.
Correct.
Called the Miss Baja California pageant.
Yes.
And while they're down
Not
there,
Miss Bala, but Miss Baja.
that's what I said, Miss Baja.
Yeah.
Miss Baja California.
Yes.
And so they're down there, and they go to a nightclub one night, and there's a gang shooting there, rival drug dealers, whatever, and they get caught in the middle, and her friend disappears, and the whole movie is her trying to find her friend, but she witnessed a couple things she shouldn't have seen, so now the drug dealers kidnap her and want to use her as a mule, and that's basically the gist of the film.
Well, it's not the gist of the film. It's also
Kind
there's
of.
a sex slave market going on behind the scenes.
Well, there is, but
where
she's
they
not
take-
necessarily part of that.
Well, she
Not
is.
yet.
She is basically. She's taken by
By
this
him.
man right here,
Yeah.
and she is basically told, you know, you're going to be here. This is it for you. She's told by the other girl, in fact, who is a.
Well, yeah, she learns that that's the intention, but she
That
doesn't
is
get
the
into that
intention.
yet.
Well, yeah,
she just
but-
helps them move drugs and get guns over the border.
And with the promise that they're going to find her
Exactly,
girlfriend,
which is the
who has
the
been
carrot.
sold
I know the
into
carrot at
sex
the end of
slave.
the pole.
Right,
Yeah.
but she has been sold into her girlfriend.
Yeah, but she doesn't know any of that.
Correct.
She's
and
not.
her girlfriend has a son, and they go out that night, and the son is now all by himself, so she.
Well,
has to
actually, that
bring-
was the little brother.
Oh,
Apparently,
you're
that's her
correct.
little brother.
It was a little brother, and she had to bring him over to
some other relative.
somebody relative to take care of him.
Anthony Mackie has a brief scene
Yeah,
as
I
a,
thought he was
a gun runner.
right.
Yeah.
A little surprise twist
Yeah.
on who he really is
Yeah.
there. I thought this guy was.
He was very
terrific.
good.
I thought he was wonderful.
Yeah, I liked him enough that I want to say his name.
He
He
looked
was
like
very
he
good.
stepped right out of West Side Story.
His name is Ismael Cruz Cordova.
He was excellent.
very good.
Yeah, he's kind of got a Brando-esque kind
A
of
little bit.
inner turmoil going on. I thought he was very good.
He has really good eyes.
He has good eyes.
He did a lot of
has good
acting just
presence.
with his eye. He
Well,
does.
he has those glass. He has those kind of those jewel eyes. He's got
I know what
jewel
you're
eyes.
saying. They're very blue.
There was
They
a very
stand out.
famous actress. I wish I could think of her name. She was just magnificent. She was in a Clint Eastwood film, but she had these jewel eyes and so forth. But anyway, regardless, it's not important. I thought he was excellent, though.
I thought he was very good.
And he really wants to make her his woman.
He does.
More or less. I thought she was very, very good.
I
in
thought
this
she was
film.
good too.
Yeah. I
She
understood,
did a very capable job.
You know, I thought she was a little bit miscast because she's supposed to be beautiful enough to win the Miss Bala contest, and of course, it's an obvious plant that she's going to win it.
Yeah.
But I'd like to see Anthony Mackie out of his wingsuit from
Yeah,
the Avengers.
I agree.
You know, here she is trying to teach him how to shoot a gun.
He's trying to teach her, you mean?
Well, that's what I didn't. I'm sorry,
She said
yeah.
she's teaching him.
Well, she's trying to learn how
Yeah,
to shoot a
exactly.
gun, and then of course, as he's going down to set up the targets, you know, she's got the gun right on him.
I know, yeah.
It's kind of an interesting.
It's got
film.
some really good scenes.
It's not a great movie
No,
by
but
any
it's
means, but it
decent.
was entertaining.
You know what? It's
Kept me going.
It did. It kept me interested. I liked it a little better than I thought.
Yeah, I knew you would too.
It's, you know what? It's a movie you can watch on HBO or you're in a hotel room, that kind of a thing.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say go run out to see it. It's 3 stars at best for me.
Yeah,
at
I
best.
agree. I agree.
It's not a great movie.
No.
But you can watch a lot worse.
It's fine.
It kept my attention
It's okay.
for an hour and 45 minutes.
Sets us up for a sequel.
Possibly.
Possible sequel.
I don't know if I want to
now
see a sequel.
Well, yeah, but they kind of allude to the fact that she may become a real
Well, she might be an
spy,
asset for the CIA or
double
something.
agent for the CIA, etc.
I could see that.
Yeah, yeah.
But it was okay.
It was good. It was
Yeah.
good. There she is, in her all here, right, coming out of her obviously her non-virginal stage here.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought it was well done.
It was well done.
It was
I
well
agree.
made.
This guy was good. He was a
set
sleaze.
in Mexico. You felt like you were in Mexico.
Yeah.
In fact, Mexico I thought looked better than I thought it was going to look.
Yeah.
Looked like a Miami.
And that was Tijuana.
It looked like Miami to some
I've
extent.
never been to Mexico, have you?
I've never been to Mexico.
I don't want to go.
Always wanted to go, though.
I'm not really interested in going.
Well, I'm always worried because, John Nance was killed down there.
He was.
Well,
he was causing problems. He's a drunk, right? When he get into a drunken fight?
He just said a few unruly comments
shouldn't
to
do
some
that.
guys at a donut shop.
And he probably went off the
he
beaten
ended up
path.
stabbing him and killing him.
Yeah. They say you're going to be a tourist in Mexico, stay in the resorts.
Yeah, you better not.
Same thing with Jamaica. Don't go off the beaten trail.
Yeah, Jamaica is very dangerous.
See, I just don't want to go to Mexico because of the dysentery, with the water issue.
Johnny Cash, well, that's very true. You eat a salad in Mexico, you're
screwed.
You're
My sister and her first husband.
Montezuma's Revenge, as it's known.
My sister and her first husband went there on their honeymoon to Cancun. They both got so sick because they were told, "Oh no, you can drink the water in a hotel." Yeah, you can drink the water in a hotel. It's fine. They got so sick.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Well, it's got dysentery.
Yeah.
It's a horrible thing, and the water
pass.
is. I guess when you're used to it, you've been drinking it all your life.
Your body's immune to it. Yeah.
Exactly. So, but.
Spielberg is the only person on Indiana Jones and the Temple, the original film, Raiders of the Lost Ark, the only one in the entire production that didn't get sick.
Really?
Because they filmed that over Africa somewhere. Because he only drank bottled water, and when he was in the shower, he put duct tape over his mouth.
Really?
So he wouldn't get the dysentery.
Oh,
Everybody else got sick.
Oh, wow.
Harrison Ford was so sick that day when that guy comes up to him with the sword. They had this whole elaborate sword fight.
I know, and he said, "I'm just going to shoot him."
He just shot him instead.
I know,
It worked out so much better.
It was so much fun.
Yeah.
It gets a big laugh in every...
It
and he
does.
does this big,
And that poor actor was pissed.
I know.
Sorry, buddy.
Well, what are you going to do? Great little movie. Not a great little movie, but
Good
it's
little
definitely
movie.
entertaining.
Yeah.
Has a few twists.
You can see a lot worse.
It's worth it. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It is.
All right, let's move on.
All right.
And now we're going to do The Man Who... hang on.
The Man Who Killed... Oh, not Lost
I hate
in La
this
Mancha.
shit.
This is that old film with Johnny Depp.
Yeah, hang on.
Yeah. This
I
is
meant to go
called
here.
The Man Who Killed Don Quixote.
Yeah, the reason I had that on there, this is The Man Who Killed Don Quixote.
Yep.
This is Terry Gilliam's newest film. It's an infamous film because he's been trying to make it for over 20 years.
Like all his films.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
It has cursed. But there was a documentary made, which was the poster I showed first by mistake, called Lost in La Mancha. And that was a documentary that was the behind the scenes.
I have that film.
Me too, I've seen it, it's great.
Yeah.
It's the behind the scenes of the first attempt to make this film in like 2002 with Johnny Depp.
Right.
And the original actor got very sick with a herniated disc. The set was plagued by natural disasters.
Who was
All
the
first
original
week.
Don Quixote in the first film? Do you
A
remember?
French actor, Jean something.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's dead now. He died of something.
Okay.
And then,
Well, we have the brilliant Jonathan Pryce.
who I thought was excellent in
I
this
thought he
film.
was wonderful. We just saw Jonathan in
The Wife.
The Wife.
In one of his
with
best
Glenn
roles
Close,
ever.
And he wasn't even noticed by
I know.
anybody. He was so... I thought he outacted Glenn
I thought he
Close
was
in that film.
fantastic. I
Here
agree.
he is right here.
He was so good.
You know this guy from Brazil.
Game
been in
of
a lot
Thrones.
films. Yeah, Game of Thrones.
Glengarry,
he's been in.
Glenn Ross.
Just love the guy.
A lot of stuff.
He's just so
He's
amazing
awesome.
as an actor. He was
Yeah.
married to Helen Mirren for years and years
Yeah.
and years. He plays Don Quixote, which is that borderline schizoid,
Yeah.
am I this person or am I not this
Exactly,
person?
yeah.
There's an insanity level, obviously.
Stellan
Here we
Skarsgård.
have, I know.
This is
I
this
love
is like
guy.
it's a movie within a movie within a dream within a movie. It's like this crazy.
Exactly.
It's very Gilliam.
But
It's a very Gilliam
I think he got
film.
it right. I love Olga. Olga Bond girl.
Olga Kurylenko.
Yeah, exactly. I
Yeah.
think she's one of.
She's good.
She was also in that. She was in a movie with Pierce Brosnan not too long ago.
She's been in a bunch of stuff.
She also just in a horror film called Mara or Mara or something like that. It was a horror film.
She works.
She ends up getting
works
killed
a lot.
there. She works a lot. I love her. I really do. Here's Esmeralda right here, who is now in the original film that Adam Driver makes. He's the pseudo director in this, and kind of now he finds Jonathan Pryce living the role of Don Quixote
because he used him in a short film years ago.
He's gone completely
when he was
insane.
a student.
So yeah, it's a hard movie to explain, but I think the key here is Adam Driver. I think he keeps it all together.
I thought he was very good.
I like him. I like Adam.
I like Adam. I do too.
He's a little bit more of a normal human being in this. You know, he's just there's a lot of F-bombs, and not that that's a bad thing or a good thing, but I think he's a snappy kind of little bitchy kind of a guy, more so than I would have wanted to see his character be. But that's the nature of the beast of this film. There's Terry right here.
Very good.
I just watched a great little clip of the 5 of them on Graham Norton's show.
Oh, that's cool.
It was wonderful.
I gotta watch that.
So
yeah, I love that
so
stuff.
So good. It really was great.
I love Gilliam's films because they're very unique. You know, they might not all be great, but you know you're watching a Gilliam film.
Absolutely.
He puts so much thought and invention into his visuals. They're so out there.
Correct.
Like Tim Burton, like early Cronenberg.
Absolutely. Very true. Very true.
Like a little
I
bit.
wouldn't go Cronenberg.
Early Cronenberg. Some of his earlier stuff.
I'd go more Tim Burton.
But Tim Burton definitely. And even there's even I don't want to say Lynch, but there's just a weirdness there that some of these other directors exhibit in their films.
What was that film he did? He did the one with Heath Ledger, of course.
He did The Imaginary of Dr. Parnassus,
which I didn't love, but it was okay.
See, that one was plagued too by the death of Heath Ledger.
Heath Ledger, yeah.
And
he wasn't able to finish the film.
Interesting how they had the other actors step in to place the guy. His character goes into different mirrors and changes form. That was interesting.
Correct. No, it was kind of cool. But then he did that great movie,
Zero Theorem with Christoph Waltz. That was good.
Loved it.
Yeah,
I loved that film.
That was good.
It was just so bizarre, so off the wall. It had a science fiction feel to it.
I enjoyed that film.
I liked it
His
very
films
much.
a lot of times are dystopian future. Brazil, 12 Monkeys especially.
Oh, I love Brazil.
I love that. I love 12 Monkeys. I love Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
I don't love that film.
That's a fun movie. It's out there.
Oh, I don't love it.
If there's anybody that could have directed it, it was him.
Yeah, but it's
not many people could have done that.
It's almost got a freneticism to it.
It does, yeah.
And I didn't care for Johnny Depp's character of Hunter S.
You
Thompson.
didn't like him?
I know he's a big Hunter fan,
Yeah, he was.
but regardless, back to this.
But he's an interesting filmmaker. That's the key.
He is an interesting filmmaker. There's no question.
And he's almost 80.
Always
he's pushing
entertaining.
Up there.
Yeah, he's got to be. He's he's not a very healthy
I didn't know
guy.
he was an expatriate. He renounced his United States citizenship. He just lives now in the UK. Yeah.
Oh, I did not know.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I knew he lived over there. I didn't know he renounced his citizenship.
No, I didn't know that. That's
He's the only American member of Monty Python.
Oh gosh, I didn't even know that.
Yes.
I thought he was, in fact, I thought
Brit?
they were all a Brit. Yeah.
No,
yeah.
he's not.
And they're all alive too, which is wonderful. Michael Palin and Eric Idle, and they're all
they
out
are.
there. They're all alive. Yeah, it's wonderful. And they still do, the old guy tour. So it's wonderful. But I love.
It's an interesting film. I gotta be honest. I didn't love this movie.
No, I didn't either.
But I enjoyed it.
It rambles too much.
It goes all over the place.
It's all over the place.
But I'm happy for him that he finished it.
Well, visually,
I respect that he got it done.
Visually, it's
very
quite
interesting.
Lovely.
Yeah, I agree.
It's almost brilliant in a way.
It is. Visually, it's great. Yeah, I agree.
There's a couple great little scenes where Adam goes up and he's trying to find Jonathan in that trailer.
Oh yeah, that was cool.
That was a great scene.
Yeah.
But
I like when he goes to that little cafe and he meets that guy.
Oh, right,
that owns the place.
Everybody,
cool. Beautiful film.
Cool little.
They filmed in a lot of small parts of Spain. Beautiful area, gorgeous scenery.
I
thought she was good.
I thought she was lovely, and
I liked her.
Too. I thought she was good. There's an atmosphere to it that is created and is sustained through the whole film. But unfortunately, as a piece of work, as a piece of an arc of a compendium, kind of just a process of story to story to story, an arc that gives us a story to sink our teeth into. It's never there.
I agree.
Just never really happens. I mean, as much as I want to visually, and I'm going to visually only give it a 3-star.
Well, that's for me too. Like, I would recommend it to serious film buffs,
it's a die-hard,
people that like Terry Gilliam. Yeah. If you like movies that are out there, I would check it out. For the regular person who's just looking for, like you say, just a movie to watch, I wouldn't say this is the movie for you.
My wife, however, would not have enjoyed this film. There was just no coherency to it. There was no plot regiment. There was nothing to, as I say. And I do like the fact that we pull out of our own eyes, and now we're kind of looking at things from different set of eyes in a different world. And
I thought that was interesting though. There was the movies going on, and I thought it was cool.
kind of cool.
All right, so
Viva Quixote.
Viva Quixote.
Yeah, he's obsessed with this
Yes.
whole thing. I don't know why.
Yeah, well, you know what inspires people, you never know.
God only knows. Well, the story is fascinating.
It's interesting. It's an interesting character.
A crazy human being.
Yeah.
There is, of course, the Man of La Mancha film with Peter O'Toole and Sophia Loren.
I know, yeah.
She plays Dulcinea back in the day. That was more of a takeoff on the, there's a great actor who was in the original Broadway show. I saw him in it. His name is Richard Kiley.
Mm-hmm.
Richard Kiley, one of the best actors
name, yeah.
around. He was a British, he was kind of, not a British, but he was a Shakespearean actor.
Didn't he do a lot of voiceovers? I feel like he did.
He was most famous, believe it or not, for an episode of The Night Gallery, which was the spin-off show from Twilight Zone that Rod Serling wrote. And there's a one about a guy, and he goes into a gallery where there are paintings on a wall, like in a gallery. He walks in and he sees a man in a boat, okay, and he just starts dreaming, and suddenly he's in the boat, and he's like, he's on the boat, and it's like, oh my God, I've transformed myself into this wonderful, wonderful place. So the whole so then suddenly he comes back again, because he realizes, well, wait, I have to wrap up my life. So he goes, he's like running and running and running, and he comes back into the gallery. Well, they move paintings around, right?
So and he can't get back to the painting he wants to get to?
No, he comes back to the painting, and he has to make a choice. There's a painting behind a blanket, and he doesn't know, but he assumes that's where his painting to get back into the boat was.
That's cool.
No, the end painting is a crucifixion.
Oh!
He ends up on a cross.
That's cool.
And that's the end of the film. That's the end of the show. He's on the cross going, no, what have I done? And there he is.
Depressing.
Yeah, it was great.
That's great.
It was great, but it was just, it was a wonderful little piece
cool.
of work, yeah.
Nice.
Little night gallery story.
Real quick, coming up this week, as we said earlier in the show, coming out this week, we have John Wick.
We got John Wick.
Chapter 3, Parabellum.
Can't wait, of course.
Can't wait. It's going to be great.
It's going
to be a lot of fun.
And of course, you mentioned this new movie coming out, this Luc Besson film called Anna.
Oops.
Anna is, what is it? It's a tribute to John Wick. It's just another John Wick
ballet.
John Wick,
exactly, yeah.
Where people are just, everybody is good. That was pure John Wick.
Yeah.
That almost looked like it was made by John Wick.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's Atomic Blonde, and that was John Wick too. It's all that.
Well, Atomic Blonde wasn't quite John Wick. Atomic Blonde had some really up close and dirty fighting, which I loved.
It did, but we might have not
a more creative film.
But we might not have gotten Atomic Blonde had John Wick not kind of set the scene.
Very true.
Just like Jason Bourne, those movies brought in a whole new style of action film as well before John Wick.
True.
So this is also coming out this week, A Dog's Journey, another dog movie.
Yeah.
We have The Sun is also a star.
Yeah, I don't want to see this.
It looks interesting though, but I'm not going to go see it.
Yeah,
It looks interesting.
I don't know.
It's like a love story in one day.
I know.
And then we have this movie that looks interesting coming out with Laura Dern, Trial by Fire, and it's Edward Zwick, who's done some good films. He did Glory, he did Legends of the Fall, and he did most recently that movie Love and Other Drugs. But this is the big one. Next week we'll be covering this.
Well, it opens this Thursday night.
It
I'll
does.
be there.
I can't wait to see it.
I'm going to go Thursday night on the pre-Friday.
Yeah, it looks exciting. I can't wait.
I really can't wait.
Me too.
The first John Wick, I think it only did about 30 mil total at the box office.
So word of mouth and cult following.
The second one did about 45.
This will
Didn't
do
much
even more.
I hope this gets up into the 60 realm.
I think so. See, because the budgets on these movies are pretty modest.
Yeah.
So all they got to do is break even. They'll make another one.
Well, true.
And don't forget.
I hope they do.
International grosses, DVD sales.
I know.
Licensing rights for cable and streaming.
They
platforms.
thought, that Endgame was going to surpass Avatar. Now it's not looking like it's going to.
No.
Yeah.
Well, big numbers.
It did fantastic. It did about 1.5 bill.
Yeah.
Just literally in the first 2 weeks, but now it's really slowed down. It's got Avatar 2.7 billion.
Yeah.
International.
Well, Avatar was
but Avatar did close to 900 million in the United States.
And now that got pushed back another year.
Well, that's just bullshit.
Because Disney now that Disney's acquired all the Fox's properties,
I know.
they're changing the schedule around.
I don't like.
I know.
That.
What's another year? It's been almost 10.
Yeah, and James Cameron ain't getting any younger here.
He's filming these movies already. So it's not like it's not like we're waiting for them to be done.
Well, that's not the point. We're waiting for them to be released.
I know.
And, you know, I mean, I want to be alive when these films come out. And,
I know.
you know, it keeps getting delayed and delayed.
I know.
Now they just delayed the fucking Bond movie another year. You know, that
Doesn't
was supposed
surprise
to
me.
come out.
2020.
Well, that is 2020, but I think it was supposed to come out in the
Well, it
early
might-
part of the year.
Now it's
not
at the end,
coming out
most likely.
December or whatever.
Well, usually it comes
they
out in
usually
November.
come out in November, December anyway.
Yeah. But anyway, folks, that's our show. We're
That
ready.
is our show.
But yeah, so we'll see you next week with John Wick Part 3.
Yes, indeed.
Among other things.
We will be here.
All right.
Anything else you want to talk about?
No, we're good. We did an hour. We're good.
Did we do a whole hour?
Yeah, we did.
Basically.
Yeah, that was
So
nice.
It was a fun little show.
Yeah, it was very
We
good.
can do the highlights of the show. Best show this week, probably Long Shot.
That was my favorite of this week.
I have to say too.
I agree.
I agree. It was
I enjoyed
more
it quite a
fun
bit.
to watch.
Yeah.
It was a very it was a passionate little film.
It was. I really enjoyed it.
a
I
lot.
liked it a real lot.
You got to admit the other films that we did review this week were very kind of vague and distant. Arctic, you know, there wasn't, as we discussed, there's not too much of a, you know, for a movie lover to sink their teeth in that film. Man Who Killed Don Quixote, same thing.
Yeah, I know.
Once again, this is a film that. What else did we have?
Well, you know, we reviewed that just to get it over with, kind of.
I think we did. We
You know?
want to just brush it under the rug
Yeah.
because we've been talking about it for the last
Couple weeks.
the longest time. It's been out on Blu-ray now. You
For a
can
bit,
actually
yeah.
see the film, but a great poster too.
It's great.
I like the Jesus halo.
Yeah, well, there was a lot of them for me to choose from, but a lot of them were international posters. I like to try to get our, you know, the United States posters.
It's not important.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter as long as you feature
Exactly.
him. There should be a shot of you know. Let's point out Halle Berry kind of plays the.
She's in this film.
She
the new
plays the
John Wick.
bad. She's out to kill John.
Yeah, but they team up, it looks like.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
Well, I hope so.
Yeah, no, the bad guy looks like, I think it's Mark Dacascos or something after him.
Oh, really?
The Asian guy with the
Oh,
bald
okay.
head. Yeah.
You know, the guy who, there's a Netflix movie, and it's called Lockout or something like that. But the guy, you remember the guy who he ended up shooting, that John Wick ended up shooting to lose his hotel?
Vaguely, yeah.
At the very end of the film. He's the guy that got him to kill his sister.
Okay.
He hired him because he wouldn't take the coin, he wouldn't take the...
Yeah.
At the very beginning of the film, so he blows up his house.
Yeah, that's
And
right.
that guy, and John Wick ends up going right up to him, shoots him point blank.
Yes.
Inside the place.
That's right,
Well,
yeah.
that guy now has a movie out.
Oh, okay.
On Netflix.
Oh, all right, interesting.
Yeah, it's kind of cool, and he plays kind of a hitman, but now same thing. Everyone's after him. You
course.
better have the money for us by tomorrow night. And he goes, "Okay, I'll do it. I can do." But he's still an asshole.
Of course.
Yeah.
So,
But anyway, there's our key, ladies and
next
gentlemen.
week we'll
Oh,
be talking
God.
about that.
Can't
We'll
wait.
probably spend 20 minutes on that.
Well, might spend more. Maybe we'll do the whole trilogy. But we've already done them
We've
so
done them
much,
so
though.
many
We've run
times.
them into the ground.
All right,
But
let's
it's okay.
let's say goodnight because we'll be here for another hour.
Good night.
We'll see you guys soon. Next week.
Chloe, where are you?
Road. Yeah, going down. Yeah, let's just